So prior to your first visit with us, uh, were you skeptical about it? And if so, what changed your mind about its usefulness?
Before I started PT, it was a while before I made the decision to go with PT. Mainly because I, I I didn't really know the benefits. That was probably the first reason why I didn't go with PT. Um, Chiropractic care was typically what's pushed when you have issues, whether they be back or joint issues. And I knew because of my diagnosis that it was probably going to be more of a chiropractic issue than a PT issue. So that's why it took me a couple of months to get to the point where I wanted to use PT. Um, and then now after starting PT, um, I realized that PT in conjunction with chiropractic care um, was really the reason that I started to get better. And quite honestly, it was also the reason that I was able to go to the chiropractor less. I go to the chiropractor far less than I did before starting physical therapy.
Give us a little background information on what we were working on.
So my particular problem was that I have bulging discs in my lower back, and I'd been dealing with it quite honestly for years before I started PT, but in particular, I started PT probably maybe about 6 months after re-injuring my back due to a fall. Before starting PT, I was missing out on a lot. I couldn't, there were times that I couldn't even go for walks with my family. I had a hard time picking up my 2-year-old, giving her a bath, just being able to play with kids. So regular everyday life was really on hold a lot of times because my back injury was so severe. I couldn't move. My 2-year-old she's tall for her age and she's heavy, and sometimes just picking her up was enough to set a flare up off, and it made it really hard to just enjoy being a mom. So I tried in terms of what I tried that didn't work. I tried to rest. I tried, basic stretching, not really understanding how PT could help. But when you just feel uncomfortable, you try to stretch the area that's uncomfortable. So I tried that. Obviously, I've tried chiropractic care. Um, I didn't really go as far as taking a lot of medicine, but I did to control the pain. I did take Tylenol or Advil as needed.
Can you tell me what physical or functional outcomes, benefits have you seen?
So since I started PT with Move Empowered, I have had a much higher quality of life. I'm able to do the things that I haven't been able to do for years: go outside and walk, ride a bike, play with my kids, move without pain or discomfort. I've always liked to be an athletic person. I don't fear going to the gym anymore. If I wanted to go to the gym today, I absolutely could, and I have no fear of re-injuring myself or hurting myself in any way. So the one thing that I liked the best about Move Empowered PT was that I didn't have to leave my home. I started PT in the middle of COVID, and even though my family and I have been able to be more active and like to get outside, we don't particularly like being in large crowds or having to go into offices if it's not necessary. So the ability to sign onto my computer and have my physical therapy session with Eric without having to leave my home made it so much easier for me to actually follow through. Um, I'm busy. I work a lot of hours, and to take time out of my day to leave to go work and then leave to go to physical therapy meant more time away from my family. So once again, being able to just sign onto my computer on a lunch break or, an early afternoon just made things so much easier for me.
What would you tell others who are maybe on the fence about PT with Move and Power Concierge Physical Therapy?
So anyone who might be skeptical about physical therapy, I would say give give it a shot. It has really changed my quality of life, and I genuinely mean that. Before physical therapy, I truly was not able to walk around without pain or numbness of some form. Since starting to work with Eric, I genuinely have the ability to do the things that I was always able to do when I was younger, but haven't been able to do in the last few years because of pain and injury. Physical therapy is absolutely worth the time, and it does work if you're dedicated to it and have a good physical therapist. I would suggest using move empowered physical therapy because to really to all of my friends and family because of how dedicated Eric is to his patients, how much he really likes to see improvement, and how much work he puts into it. I didn't feel like I was a number. I felt like Eric cared about how I felt and wanted to see me get better. And he gave me ways to work through the pain and to help mitigate the pain. And when something didn't work, he helped me to find ways that did work. So it wasn't just let me get this patient in the door and see them. He listens, he cares. And when you're going to see anybody in a healthcare profession, having somebody who listens and who cares really far outweighs really far outweighs um, anything else they can provide for you.